Hey, welcome to NSP Garage. Hello and welcome to NSP Garage. This is Mike. We're doing it again. As you can see, we're in another brutal winter Southern California day. It's mid-70s, clear blue sky. This video is going to be a little different for the channel than we've done so far. You've seen the thumbnail, so you know what's coming up. We're going to pick it up right now. Purchased off Reverb. Wonderful site. I'll leave a link in the description for gear and equipment. So, anyway, thanks for coming back. Should be fun. We'll leave it here. I'll get back with you once we get home. All right, see you in a bit. Okay, we made it back. Successful transaction. Guy couldn't have been nicer. The guitar was as described, and we're just pulling in now. Look at the foothills. Isn't that nice? Alright, this is also going to be a little different because we're not going to be in the NSP Garage for this video. I'm going to do this whole thing in the living room of the shitty old duplex that I rent. So, get a chance to get out of the garage and like I said, do something a little different. All right, we're pulling in now. We'll get back with you when we get in the living room. Hello, people of YouTube. Welcome to NSP Guitars. Today we got a treat. Just got back from picking up this wonderful Reverb purchase. Many thanks to Aaron for meeting me halfway. I took a quick look in the parking lot, but this is actually the first time we're going to take a look at it. So let's dive in. This is a 2004 Tokai. It's a Japanese guitar manufacturer. At this point in time, they were manufacturing in Korea. That's your standard. This, I don't know if we're going to get a good look at this. Maybe we can. Doesn't look like we're focusing. People call these the fake eyes, I guess, because for a 3-year run, Dylan Guitars was manufacturing out of the same factory as Tokai in Korea, South Korea, of course. And it says authorized on the label, but they were not really authorized by Tokai to sell this guitar. The reasonings vary depending on who you're talking to. Some people say that they did it because Tokai did not offer Dylan the specifications that they wanted. And Dylan, being an authorized Tokai dealer, had this run manufactured for him. But, as I said, it was not authorized by the Tokai company. Now this, I don't know what you would call this. It looked a lot redder in the pictures, but actually I like it, because I'm not really a big fan of the red burst, cherry burst, or whatever you want to call it. You got your typical Korean stuff. We'll dive in and find out what's what. Single ply pick guard. It looks like rosewood. Frets look to be in very good condition, as was advertised. This guitar got very little play, very little use. Now you got your typical little buckle rash there in the Korean polyurethane. Some things there. This is the only issue I had, the only concern I had with this guitar. Now, Korean guitars have a two-piece neck. Got the neck and then the headstock. This is the spot where they join the headstock to the neck. Okay? It's very strong and secure, but it's the weak spot in the neck. So, if anything's going to happen, it's going to happen right there. Now, Gibson's, when you drop a guitar, the headstock breaks off here. On these, it breaks off here. I sold an Epiphone Explorer about 4 or 5 years ago, and UPS just threw it around. It had a case, and they still threw it around, and when the guy got it, this joint was broken, and the neck was just off. The headstock was just off of it. So that's the vulnerable spot. Okay, gang, it's time to tear into this thing and make some adjustments. Set things right. All right, here we go. All right, now some of you might be cringing. Some of you might be saying, what is this idiot doing? He's ruining it. Okay, I do this on all my guitars. And as you... God, why this camera's not focusing. Okay, and you can see I didn't get all of it. There's still little black dots here and there from where the marker was. And it's still there. All that tool does, it's a file. Rasp, whatever you want to call it. and I'm just redressing the tops of the fret. When they get wore out, they flatten out, so they're wider. So what this does is re-crowns them, and I'm just going over it very lightly, okay? Just where I feel the resistance, and then when the resistance stops, that's what it's over. I'm not trying to re-grind them. I'm not going to take all that material off to match, because you would have to take all this material to match that low spot. I'm not going to do that. I've done this with all my guitars without any fail. Now, would I do this to a $2,500, $3,000, $4,000 guitar? Probably not. I'd have somebody that knows what they're doing do it. But it works out. And then I went over and took any abrasiveness or any scratches off with a very worn out piece of 600 wet dry sandpaper. That smoothed it out. Now we put a little polish on there and we're done. All right, you saw the pickups, unbranded Korean specials. I don't know what they're using on them at this time, but there they are. I didn't measure the ohms. I guess I could do that, but I don't really care. So we pulled those out. It's your typical, again, your typical Korean cavity stuff here. What are these? Alpha pots. 500K. What's your part number there? Okay. And here are our new, not new. I bought a guitar and these were in them. They are the Seymour Duncan Pearly Gate set. 59, was it NRP, NPR in the neck, and the PGP Pearly Gates Plus in the bridge. do a little setup. Neck relief. Now that's done. The capo, the first fret. Depress at the 15th. And there should be a paper's width at the 7th. This is cardstock, so it's a little thicker, but it's right there. I actually did it yesterday. Okay? That's the way that's set up. Now, that's done by, well, by the way, that's done by, on these Korean, and on most of the Korean guitars, it's an Allen wrench. At the top. Okay? You tighten it for back bow, loosen it for opposite bow. Okay? You should be able to sight the neck on yours to see if it is, and see if it is. And if the action's really high, then that's another indication that you probably have back bow, which means it tightens, so that brings it up, lowers the action, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Okay, back to string action. Fretter at the first fret, like neck relief. At the 15th fret, we should be at 07, what did I say, 076 something or other. And, no, you can't probably see it, but I'm just above 07. Okay, and then the high E, to the bottom of the string to this set gauge. The high E at the 15th should be 404.6 something or other, and I am right at, I'm actually a little high there. I might have to go down a little bit on that. All right, and the way you do that, go back to your bridge, turn your thumb wheels down. You turn your thumb wheel down to lower the string action. Okay. Now we are at just above 040. So that's good. Anything else? Pickups. Pickups. There is a Gibson recommended setup, but I use that as just a starting point. Anyway, that's just a guideline. Look up your specs, adjust your pickups up and down, and then what you need to do is plug it in and switch back and forth to dial in the volume between the two. If the neck's low, then you raise it up. If the bridge is high, you can lower it down. Just get a good balance to where when you flip the switch, it's not a huge difference. Otherwise, you're compensating and doing all kinds of stuff. Now, I did end up changing the tuners. I had a nice set of these Gibson Deluxe Clusons. Changed them out. Those Korean ones were just garbage. And fellas, you might think, oh, they're good enough. But when you take them off and play with them, there's play and slop, and they're just junk. Okay, guys, I decided to fix that finish crack in the neck. So what I did was I sanded it down with 600 to get all the lines out. It's perfectly smooth on both sides. Dropped a little stain in there, and now I'm going to fill it with clear. Okay, let's watch that. Or let's do that. Okay, I mixed up a little bit of automotive clear. This is a regular polyurethane, just like what they did with. I'm just going to fill the low spot because everything else is even and smooth. Little low spot there. And don't worry if you go over, because we're going to sand it smooth anyway later on. Put a little bit more in the very low spot. Okay. I'm gonna let that set up for a little while, and then I'm gonna see where the where we are. There's a little bubble in there. Yes. Okay, we're going to let it set up a little bit, see where we are, and then come back and fill it some more. Okay, I gave that about 15 minutes. Now some of you might be saying, well, if you put stain in there, how come there's still a white spot? Well, the stain didn't take to that spot. So what I've done after the first coat, it's tacking now. It's ready for a second application. I use this stuff, Trans Tint. It's made special for lacquers and clears. I've never used it in a polyurethane. We'll see what happens. But I did my entire guild with Trans Tint in it to give it more of an amber appeal, or an amber effect, and it worked really well. So now we're going to put some of that in there to darken that one low spot. It's not as white as it looks on camera. I think it's more the reflection of the light. Drop that in there. See there, it virtually goes away. Okay, now that's going to take a while to set up before we can do anything with it. So we'll come back when that's ready to go. Okay, so the clear coat's set up overnight. Now we're going to gently scrape the high spots and then go through our progression of sandpapers. Okay, so now we'll start our sanding process. I'm going to got a little piece of 600 here. It's been soaking, so it's wet, and we'll do that now. that went well. As you can see, oh, light's doing a little weird thing there. Those are our spots. Can't get a good angle on this. There we go. All completely polished out. Now those belt scratches are still there. I didn't bother to take those out. All I did was fill the chips. I'm not trying to fool anybody into thinking there wasn't any damage there. I just wanted it smoother. And mainly I was just doing it because I was doing the neck, which also came out nice. Okay, now you can see that little black line there. That's where the stain went in. And the clear got a little darker there. But our polish came out nice. A little bit of a low spot still. But again, not trying to fool anybody, not trying to make the damage in there go away. Just trying to make it smoother on your hand. Okay. Well, there we go. Operation Tokai, a success. Okay, we've taken our cheap Korean guitar, and we've totally gone through it. Setup. Finish repair. Pickups. And there you go. All right, we're going to call this one a done deal. That's a wrap. If you're into watching me working on stuff, I got plenty of stuff to do. So subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified when the new videos come out. And I'll see you next time.